Hey everybody, Coach Carroll. Excited to do this video. Something a little different. I know it's a little impromptu, but it's Saturday. I'm in the office working. Tori's at work. I'm actually babysitting our newest addition to the family, French Bulldog that Tori got. Um, yeah, so I wanted to tell you guys I got a few things coming. It's probably gonna be a little long video, but I just want to get some stuff out there. And what I'll always find out is the ones that are unscripted, unrehearsed, like I just kind of hit record and go off, are normally the most watched ones, which are pretty awesome. So today I met with Chase. Chase is going to be coming on board. He does some video production stuff. So I've really wanted to step my game up with all these shows that I have coming on. So Chase and I were talking, and I actually came up with this idea of the Ask Coach Carroll show, because I get tons and tons of questions. Like I literally get probably 3 to 5 people a day at this point that are reaching out to me for advice and have questions. So to the easiest way to be able to put that out there, they're messaging me, so I answer the questions in private. You guys don't get to see it, so like you never get to see my response or what I would come up with. So I want to find a way, or we have found a way to do that. So from now on, hit me up on Twitter or on Instagram or on Facebook. Hashtag Ask Coach Carroll. Hashtag Ask Coach Carroll. If you have a question for me, and I'll also pull them out of the messages. But Chase and I are really excited about this. For the long time, I haven't been third party my stuff out. Chase is actually going to be in the office from now on, so really excited about that. But I did want to throw this together because I promised it to this guy. His name is Marquivas Davenport, and Marquivas basically messaged me, reached out to me, and asked me some questions. And when I was like, hey man, that's a lot, I'll just record a video for you, he was like, what? Oh my gosh, I can't believe that you would actually record a video. So I'm looking down here, I'm pulling this up. But so his original message to me, he was like, hey, your story's inspiring. When you were in high school, did you have any doubt about what you truly wanted to do? When you finally hit your breaking point, when you knew that you had, when did you finally hit your breaking point that you knew that you had to chase your dream? And did you have any doubters that were close to you? As far as taking steps at beginning your business at such a young age, do you have any mentors in your community? So I told Marquivas, I was like, hey man, no problem. He's I asked him where he's from. He's from a little town called Waycross. It's located in South Georgia. So Marquivas, I appreciate you reaching out to me. Marquivas has watched a lot of my videos, so he knows a lot of background. But I'm actually, because I'm not in the hustle bustle. It's Saturday. I'm so less stressed, because here's the good thing about working on a Saturday. Okay, nobody else is, so you don't get affected by other people's schedules. Nobody's here working. I'm the only person here. I love working on weekends, and like I've worked more and more weekends now, and I'm like developing this passion to really work these weekends. So it's kind of neat. But so he's from a little town, in South Georgia, and he's got some awesome questions. So Marquivas, I appreciate it, man, and I hope you enjoy this. I know you already know about me, so let's back up for all the other viewers, and I've got to give a little bit of preface. So I'm going to do this by sprinkling them into your questions. And your first question was, when you were in high school, did you have any doubt about what you truly wanted to do? Okay, so for those of you that don't know me, I own 6 businesses now. I grew my first startup company straight out of high school. It's done over $2 million in sales. We service 3 states. 27 years old, and I've had the opportunity to work with huge companies, MetLife, State Farm, Edward Jones, Toyota, Cadillac, and I take all of this perspective and I compress it down. I put my own little spin on it, and I give it to you guys to help you grow your businesses. So the question is, did I ever have any doubt? Well, you see, Coach Carroll wasn't always Coach Carroll. I wasn't always president of Easy Pro. When I was growing up, I come from a middle-class family. My dad always said we hung from the bottom rung of the ladder on the middle class. And, my dad worked 2 jobs. My mom worked. They did everything they could to provide a good life for my brother and I. But it wasn't like open wallet, take whatever you guys need. I still learned at an early age the whole mentality of work and like effort, and if you want something, you work for it. You don't just like wish for it or dream about it. You go out and actually work for it. So I love my dad to death. I appreciate him giving me that that from his side, but my mom was the smart one, right? My dad will even tell you, like, my mom was the smart one. She was always very number wise. She ran the checkbook, kept finances in straight. So I feel like I learned that from her. So what that did was smash it together. Was you got some analytical side, and then you also have this hustle, drive side. So I'm really fortunate to have those traits, but the cool thing about it is you can learn those traits because I wasn't born with them. They were given to me after I was born. As I grew up, the way that my dad was and the way that my mom was. So I truly believe that we learn those traits afterwards. So all the way through middle school and elementary school and high school, right? Like, I mean, we're talking it's in the 90s. So college, man, it's like, gosh, you have to go to college if you want to be successful. If not, like, you're screwed. So of course that was my track. Like, I got to go to college. So I blame my parents for it because they actually bought me a chemistry set. It was like had like a little microscope on it and stuff, which was really cool. But they bought me a chemistry set. I couldn't have been very old, maybe fourth or fifth grade. And I was always very like intuitive. Like, I always like used to take my toys apart. So like I'd get the remote control car and like I'd play with it for a couple weeks and then it was ripped apart because I want to see how the hell it worked. Which was cool because I learned that that's going to be an awesome trait. To be successful is to be curious, right? Like, curiosity didn't kill the cat. Like, curiosity made the fucking millionaire. So I want you guys to understand that a lot of the things that you were taught in school and taught growing up, and Marquise, even for you, man, is that you've got to have a paradigm shift and you have to understand that your mindset is the way it is because of everything you've learned in the past. Everything you learned in the past, unless you went to some school that I don't know about and no one has ever heard of, you weren't taught to be a millionaire. You weren't taught to be rich and to change the world. You were taught to be a worker bee and be like everybody else and to study, get an education, go get a good job, save your money. Hopefully you got enough money to retire and you don't starve to death once you get older. But here's the thing. People live longer. The economy is going to shit. Grant Cardone just put up a little clip the other day. It was pretty funny. It was like, I think it was Fortune magazines. It was like, is the middle class screwed? And it's like, yeah, absolutely, it's been screwed. So as I was progressing through life on the same path as everybody else, I aced Chemistry 1, Chemistry 2, AP Chemistry. Chemical engineer, man, that's where I'm going. Now it was just a matter of what school I was going to go to. I get to my senior year, and my buddy Nathan Wilhoit and Paul, they actually talked me into coming out and play football because, like, I had lettered in 4 other sports, but never football. I only played football my senior year of high school. And all my buddies were like, hey, man, come out to spring ball. Just try it out. It'll be fun to play with it. You know, you've never played, so it would be awesome. And I was like, all right, I played when I was little, and I didn't like it because I got my ass handed to me. I was like one of the youngest kids on the team, so I quit. I was like, yeah, screw that. But I was like, all right, I'll try it. So I went out and I started playing football. I really enjoyed it. And I loved playing with all my friends and stuff. So what happened was I get to the end of my senior year, and or I guess halfway through my senior year, and we started applying for scholarships and stuff. And like colleges are actually legitimately looking at me to play football. Now there's been this like twisting on the internet that like the star athlete, and I want to make it very clear, I was not the star athlete. I was just a smart football player. So these coaches were like, damn, we can give this guy academic scholarships. He's not half bad if somebody does get hurt, but we can give him academic scholarships because they get academic money and athletic money. I didn't get the athletic money. I got the academic money. And I got several scholarship offers. And so now I really have like this pressure, right? Like this pressure is built on me. My parents want me to go to college. I got scholarships. It's feasible. Like I might not come out that much in debt. Like it makes sense, right? Go to college. And then I started mowing grass. About I don't know. We went to school like till the end of May. So like in March, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start mowing grass. I took $300, and that was it. And I bought a Walmart weed eater and a Walmart push mower. And what I did was, you know, I just started knocking on doors and like trying to get me a route established. And what I found was I was working. Periscope going off. Follow me on Periscope. So what I found was the gas station that I was working at, right? Because I had part-time jobs before I started mowing grass. The gas station I was working at, where I would sweep the parking lot and I clean the gas pumps down and like stock the coolers. I would work there in the mornings, and then in the evenings I would actually either bus tables at a local restaurant or I would go deliver pizzas. I found out quickly that I made more money in my grass mowing business with my Walmart push mower, my Walmart weed eater, that I was making more money there than I was in the other three combined. So that is when the doubt started coming in. And Marquivas, it wasn't the doubt of should I start my business. The doubt was, should I be a chemical engineer? Is my heart really in this, or am I going to be another one of those statistics that gets 3 years through college and goes, nope, I don't want to do this anymore. So, I had this conversation. We sat down. We talked about it. I told my family. I was like, look, I like being in business for myself. I really wouldn't mind staying here in town and growing my business. Like, I didn't want to burden my parents with that financial responsibility. I didn't want to be broke all the time. Like, I tasted what it was like to have money and have nice things and be able to go out to eat. That was stuff that I didn't really get to see a lot of. Mom always cooked at home and stuff like that. So, it was a cool new lifestyle twist. So I made a decision. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go to college. I'm going to grow this business. So then you asked this, Marquivas. You said, did you have any doubters that were close to you? I had friends. I had ex-girlfriends. I even had my teacher, and I tell this all the time, is that I had a teacher that told me I'd never be successful. And that was like this, I still get goosebumps this day when I say it, because that was like this, like that was the spark, right? So like all these people telling me I couldn't do it was like the propane filling the room. And then when the teacher was like, you'll never be successful, I was like, I'm going to fucking show you. So I think that having those doubters, a lot of people take that negatively, and I know I'm running along here. We're like 12 minutes in, but hang with me because I'm going somewhere with this. Having doubters, close to you, and I know why you asked that question, because a lot of times they tear us down, right? And so people always say, like, did you ever have the moment where you were like, man, I just want to quit? That moment came when I was on the freaking lawnmower at 7 o'clock at night. It wasn't because everyone else told me I couldn't do it, right? Take those people that tell you can't do something and use that as your ignition, right? So all engines, this is the engineer coming out of me, all engines run on three things: fuel, air, and spark. You have the air. That's your drive, right? Your machine that you have, you've got the air, man. You can keep it going. Let the other people and all the outside forces that are against you be your fuel, and then find that one thing that's your spark, so that when you start getting down on yourself, when things start going wrong, because trust me, they'll go wrong, when you can't make your bills, like you can't pay your bills on time, when you've got guys that are depending on you and you're stressed out because work is slowed down, and when stuff is breaking and things just, it's like, fuck, I just want to go sell Kirby vacuums door to door somewhere because you've had enough of it. You've got to know where that spark is. So you take a second, you collect yourself, you go back, you figure out what that spark was, and you hit it again. That's why I still get goosebumps to this day when I tell that story. And I've always said, I was like, I will never say what teacher it was, because I do not want to give her credit for it. But it's like, you tell a kid that has fire and ambition and passion, like, you're going to tell me that one of the most successful people that will ever walk this earth, because I believe that in myself, you're going to look at him and say, you'll never be successful? Nah, man. I use that as my spark every time I get down. All right, so I know that was long. We're almost here. As far as taking steps at the beginning of your business at such a young age, do you have any mentors? Yes, absolutely. Mark Smith, State Farm agent. He's here in Carrollton. He's my insurance guy. He is still to this day one of my very good friends. We still meet up. We don't meet as often as we used to, just because we've grown so busy. Because that's the cool thing, and that's how you know if you have the right mentor, right? Because when you find a mentor and you want somebody to take you to that next level, you have to grow, and the mentor should be growing, right? Like, I don't ever want to find someone that's not growing as well. Like, that's terrible. Like, so as you guys both grow, your time becomes more and more valuable. So now, like, Mark and I might meet like maybe once a month or on a quarterly basis, but there for a while, man, it was like every other week we were meeting for breakfast. So find, your insurance agent, your attorney, your CPA. Find these people. I'm now to the level where I'm looking outside of that. So like, I try to talk to guys that are on the next level where I want to be at. So I mean, I'm talking about people that have net worths of tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. Those are the people I'm reaching out for. But the problem is when you go to look for mentors, a lot of times you try to shoot too high. Like, look, right now, still to this day, I still cannot pick up the phone and call Mark Cuban, but there will be a day where I'll be at that level, right? So the same thing goes to when your time gets to here. Those mentors, like, or maybe I should like be here, and you guys both grow. As your mentor grows, you'll have to trade them in because they're going to go on to bigger and better things. You guys will learn as much as you can from each other, and you got to go seek other sources. I truly believe that. But mentors are huge, man. That's like when high school kids ask me, what's the biggest thing in business? When you're thinking about starting a business, and even once you start a business, one of the biggest assets that you can have is a mentor. So, Marquivas, man, dude, I appreciate you. Man, dude, what the hell kind of sentence was that? I really appreciate you reaching out to me and asking me these questions. I'm glad I could help you. The thing is that you have to believe in yourself when no one else it will, and then also make sure that you start becoming a machine to where disciplines, actions, and emotions all know their place and they all get checked, right? So that being said, I hope you enjoyed this, Marquivas. This was for you, man. But anybody that stumbles across this video, hope you guys enjoy it and take something out of it. Be sure to send me your questions. Hashtag Ask Coach Carroll, and I'll do a video for you as well. So see you guys later.